Hello, everybody. Happy Friday to you, ladies.
Hello.
Hello, Netta. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. It's been a great week this far. So,
It
how are you doing?
has.
How are you doing?
I am doing great. And Tanya, you're absolutely right, Flo. I'm sure you feel the same. I felt like there has been some type of energy, this really positive energy this week. It's kept me charged, it's kept me excited. I was deciding, right, what cup should I bring today? And it's let your faith be bigger than your fear. And that's what I've been doing this week. I've been doing things this week that have made me uncomfortable, that have made me a little bit fearful, but I have allowed my faith to be bigger than the fear. And guess what happened? I felt like unstoppable. It's like once I did those and I got past the fear, I was like, okay, what's next? I can do it again. So this week has definitely been that kind of week. And I just wanted to, you know, show the cup. I don't know if you can really see what it says here.
Kudos to you, Renetta. We gotta let
Yes, it's
those fears go that we have. I tell you, it is so true. We just gotta do it. We gotta do it what? Scared.
gotta do it scared. Gotta do it scared. Flo, I see you're smiling, Tanya. I've seen, you've been having a great week. You've attended some wonderful events this week. I see you out there on the move.
Yes, I'm here in San Antonio this week, and I enjoyed a fantastic and fabulous Working Women's Wednesday event here in San Antonio with Michelle Ruche, who's actually from Savannah. Her
Yes.
family members are the Halls. So her father is John Hall, and her mom is on the board for the school board. And so she has just been rocking and rolling here in San Antonio, making some great connections. And while I was out here, I decided to visit with her, and she turned it out. She was the last speaker, and I was getting a little anxious, because, the time and everything. But she was so worth it. It was just amazing. And again, talking about those big dreams that we have and the fears that keep us from making those steps to making our dreams and realities come true. And so I had a great time with Michelle. And also, I had to support her because I was on her magazine for
Yes.
January.
Kudos.
So
Kudos.
She is magazine, and I think we're part of the 5 people you should know, and the interview process was wonderful. Photo shoots and everything was great, and so I had a ball participating in that with her, and just kind of thank her for the opportunity to really be out there. So that's what was going on for me this week, this month. It's been very, very busy and exciting.
Yes, yes. So, Flo, what has been going on in your world? I know that, and we know that anything you touch it with a bang. So, what's been going on in your world?
Hey, ladies. Hey, everybody out there. This is Mad Flow. And of course, y'all know my slogan. I'm not crazy, but I am mad about making a difference for life of others through financial literacy. And what I've been doing, and I've been reading 2 books. Y'all can see this one, Atomic Habits. And this is my third time reading this book.
Think and Grow Rich.
Yes.
You got large print.
It's in my
Got large
collection.
print for these aging eyes. I go pick up my new glasses today because these reading glasses do nothing but ruining my eyes. So I go pick those up today. So I'm audio listening to this one. So any opportunity I'm in my car or I have free time, I listen to this one. But I love reading this one, the Think and Grow Rich. I love reading that one, but I do the audio on the other one. Mainly I do the audio because it's a little bit smaller print. Someone gave it to me as a gift. So I listen to it on the audio. But, other than that, like you said, when you touch something, whatever I touch, I'm turning it to gold. I'm making it work for me. And this last 2 months really has really been, it's like the universe belongs to me because I have been attracting so many positive people in my circle. And
Awesome.
when I'm saying attracting, you know how you make phone calls and no one answers the phone, or you set an appointment and they'll cancel. You know, that almost has been eliminated the last 2, 3 months now. And I think it's because of my persona of making sure that I am always thinking positive, being positive. Example of, I was in a meeting the other day and they started talking negative. I got up and walked out because this was been a positive meeting. And I just got up and I walked out. So I didn't want to be around that environment. And I'm finding that the universe is attracting to me the right type of people. God is putting in place each person that I basically need to get where I need to get. And they don't even realize that.
They have no
God is
idea,
doing it.
do they?
Yeah. So it's working. I'm excited about today. Looking forward to having the great guest that we're going to have on today, and moving forward. So loving
Wonderful.
it.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I think, as women, it is important, like you said, that we make connections and that we aren't afraid to make connections with other women who are making moves and doing things. We have to always remember that we need to support our sisters, we need to uplift our sisters, and I'm happy to be a part of this forum where we're able to do that with each other.
Hmm.
Absolutely. So this is the ML King weekend, right? And
MLK.
so here in San Antonio, there are I had I had to ask. What I've learned in San Antonio is that our population for African Americans is somewhere between 7 to 8%. So it was, I'm used to, our population being 57%. And
Yes.
so here it's a heavy Hispanic community. And then when I went to the event with Michelle the other day, I did get a chance to meet some dynamic African American women who are in the financial industry. And they shared that there is a march. Now they call it a march. And I don't know if it's a march or if it's actually a parade, but they say they have one of the largest, and it's amazing to me that people say they have one of the largest and Savannah has one of the largest.
Yes, we do. We absolutely have one of the largest because it goes on and on and on.
So
We need to make a point to get into those parades ourselves. It's financial sins needs to be in the
and,
next year.
and
Let's make that a
yeah,
point. We'll
Yeah, I
be in
hadn't
that
even thought
parade
about it.
next
You're
year.
absolutely right.
I didn't think
Yeah.
about it at all. But
Yeah.
you are so right. We should take the time to be a part of the show, be a part of the parade and the activities as a whole. I think
Hmm.
it's time for us to do some bigger things. So yeah, you're right. We need to do that. That's a great idea, Flo. Didn't even think about
Hmm.
it. But here they have a march, and then they have different events all week long called Dream Week. So this is Dream Week that we're in right now. And it'll go until I'm not really sure how long, but I'm going to try to participate and come live at any of the events that I will be attending while I'm out here. So, what's going on in Savannah? Because I know there is a big time parade or something.
Well, here in Savannah, that's what we do. That's who we are here in the South. The theme for this year's celebration is inspiration of equality is he himself. And you know that the Observance Day Association actually have a contest. So students who are in the school system are actually able to come up with the themes. So this year's theme, Inspiration of Equality, is he himself, is actually from a fifth grader
Oh,
at New Hampstead K through 8 school. So how exciting is that a fifth grader actually is responsible and was the contest winner for this year's theme?
Mm.
wow, that is awesome. fifth grader.
Yes, a fifth grader. So there are many activities that will take place. But here, of course, it isn't just 1 week. It carries over through several months. So we have the parade on Monday that starts at 10 a.m. And following the parade, I believe there is a gospel concert that follows after that at New Generation Full Gospel Baptist Church. And then there are other activities, as I said, that we'll see throughout the month and until I think the beginning of April.
Okay. Well, that is great. Long as things are staying busy in Savannah, they switched out having all the activities all on one day and spread everything out so people have an opportunity to participate, and so that the organizers, I believe, aren't so busy all in one day trying to make it from this to that to that. So,
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Now, you guys, what I did today, just going to segue to our show today. I attended the Savannah swearing in for our state representative, Carl Gilliard. He is also now the chairman of the Georgia
Black Caucus.
Legislative Black Caucus. So there was a swearing in here in Savannah. I attended that, had an opportunity to speak with him because he is the Grand Marshal for this MLK parade. So today we're going to get what I call a two for one. We're going to, have an opportunity to speak with this year's MLK parade, Savannah, Georgia, Grand Marshal, as well as the newly appointed, elected, I'm not sure how you call that, chairman of the Congressional Black Caucus. And he's doing some great, great things. And I think through, the Black Caucus, I'm sure that as he talks about that, there'll be so many, new things that, that we'll be able to talk about, things he'll be able to share that we'll be able to understand. So we're really, really looking forward to his being on the show today.
I am definitely looking forward to it. Representative Gilliard does so much in our community. So from with the Feed the Hungry and all that he did during the holidays, they fed thousands of people this holiday season for Thanksgiving and for Christmas, and gave out toys. I really just don't see how he has the time to put all of those things together. And I'm sure he's going to tell us, even he has some new plans for things that he's going to do as the Black Caucus, being chair of the Black Caucus. So it's going to be an exciting event today when he gets here. So I am still inviting people to come on into our show today. So those of you that are out there, please send people an invite to join us and talk with us in reference to, with Representative Carl Gilliard. Get some of your questions answered, because a lot of times there are things going on in the state level and things that you may need, or an opportunity to ask for something. Because this is it, this is the time that when you have the opportunity to talk with people as busy as Representative Gilliard, you need to make yourself available, and so if he's going to be on the air, then we want to get the opportunity to chat with him. And in this forum that we use with what is this thing called, StreamYard, and coming live, you can always type in your questions. We can see them, and we'll be able to ask those questions to him right here live on the spot.
And to add to what Tanya's saying, we always say that, we want an opportunity to speak to the legislators, right? This is the opportunity to get your questions out there and get answers in real time. So what are your questions? You know,
Right.
we have a legislator who's going to be on the show and who is willing to answer your questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, I'm not sure, Renetta. You asked me whether or not we can play his clip. I'm going to give it a try in just a few minutes.
Yeah, that piece that I sent that, that where he's inviting everyone to the show, even if we can play that clip, because he said he's excited to be on our show and to come on our show today. So this is Friday. We always talk about, and while Tanya's looking at that, and Flo, we talked about things that we're doing in the new year. Everyone's setting goals in the new year. How are you progressing? Those who are watching, how are you progressing on those things that you say you want to do in the new year? Because you cannot at this point say, I started and now I just forget it. I just give up, right? Because you've got to face those things. 2023 is a new year. And with each new year, there are new opportunities. I was reading an article, and I think it was an article, something from Oprah, and she was like, hey, it's a new year. We're talking about goals that you want to set to do new things. And she said, let go of one bad habit. What about this year?
Mm-hmm.
We'd always talk about what we want to do, but what if you let go of one of the things that's held you bound? One of those bad habit things that you just haven't been able to do, just let go of one. I thought that was amazing. And that was, something small and simple, right? Sometimes we set such huge goals for ourselves that it's hard to reach, and then we give up. Doing something like letting go of one bad habit, doing one thing to improve yourself, to improve who you are.
And if y'all like to share those one things that you're doing, please put it in the chat or the comment section in Facebook. Let us know what's happening out there with you guys. One thing that you did different that's making a difference in your life. Share it with others so we can root you on. Boom, boom, boom. And also encourage someone else to do the same. I'm starting this year out, like I said, with reading. So I've got my 2 books, started reading. One is audio. I'm listening to this audio, and the other one, I read it. So let's find out there what everyone else is doing to make a change. I like that idea.
Speaking of reading, I'm always, I'm watching something. I'm always reading an article, watching something on the news. And the push toward reading is a push that, everybody knows I love the Today Show, right? So
I didn't know that. Now I know.
So hey, shout out to all of them, but it's good because I kind of switch back and forth actually. But anyway, they were talking about what Jenna Bush Hager has this thing that's called streaking with her, and it's like getting on a reading streak, and it's so funny. And as you're talking about that, reading 2 books at a time, and that's just increasing, your reading, it increases our cognitive skills, right? Reading is just so important to gaining new knowledge. It's just not entertainment. You're reading some really great books that, give us tools, right? Tools to get to that next step of our best selves. So yes, reading. And I will say one of the things I keep saying this, I'm taking the steps of doing things afraid. So the bad habit that I'm saying that I'm letting go of is letting go of fear, letting go of anything that holds me, right? That prevents me from doing. So whatever that is, let it go. Keep doing it, keep pushing, because there are great things ahead. Tanya, why are you laughing?
Representative Carl Gilliard said he's 8 minutes away. So, I'm like, okay.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
So one of the things that I am doing this year is I am beginning to write down my goals. So normally I keep them inside. I don't, I know what it is, but I don't write anything down. And so I normally have my my board up behind me. And so I took it down right before the show. So I have my board filled with what I want to do. Okay. And so
I did the same thing.
it is a process. And just like Flo was saying, when you start calling people and talking to them and they're answering the phone and you are actually meeting your goals, you're like, oh my God, Yahweh, thank you. You know, it's just like unbelievable how those things just happen, you know. And so I was going to pull my board up and show, but it's going to be awkward. So I'm not going to do that. But I do have that I got to talk to 4 people a day. And
I like that.
yeah, so it says 4 people a day, 4 days a week per week, you know. So every day I'm going to talk to 4 people. And if I do that, then, you know, of course, everything goes into dollars and cents and people that you help and so forth. So it has been very, very successful in being able to get that done. So I do believe that putting those things out in the atmosphere is definitely something that we should all do. And writing it down, I just didn't understand how important it
How
was.
powerful it is.
How
Mhm.
yes, you can
Yes.
manifest. And when I put up my hands like this is part of Michelle Boucher's speech yesterday. So it goes from your hands to from your head to your heart to your hands, and it can be manifested through your hands, you know. So it's like, oh man. So
It's
anyway.
that is amazing. That's absolutely amazing,
Mhm.
and it's so true. And I laugh because from where I'm sitting now. I wrote some things on my board, and I did the same thing. I didn't even know that you had done that. And financial goals, just personal goals, all of these things. And I have it as be the change. You are equipped for the challenge. So, and I wrote things down, but you're so right, talking about writing it down, because when you write it down, right, it goes back, and your mind starts to work on it, and that is so true. You write on it, and you look at it, you have to go back and look at it every day, and that helps keep us focused. So I do love that idea, writing in a journal. And that's what, journals, that's such a big thing now, right? Everybody has a journal, but that's why, so that you can write things down, so they come out of your head and onto paper. And that makes it real. You get to actually see it, in hard copy, and see it in real time, so.
Hey,
I can tell
Debbie.
she's trying to read that right there. You can't see without your glasses, so you're trying to read it, Renetta.
Whoa, you caught me.
Yeah, I saw those eyes.
Flo, you caught me. I
Oh,
was like,
Debbie, you gonna
I
tell
was
that
reading.
live? Okay, so we have Debbie Walker that's joined us today, and she says, I'm making changes and getting my finances order and to stop hoarding things. Tanya made me realize that I need to let go of excess items in my house. So she's letting go.
Letting go. That's a good one. I like that.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Debbie.
Oh, hi,
Linda
Mom. So that is
Miller,
what I
stop
am doing to stop
procrastinating.
procrastinating. Absolutely, Mom.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. What is the bad habit you left in
In
2022?
2022, you're not bringing in 2023.
Come on, folks. Let's
And
have
you
a few
know,
more.
Tanya and Renetta, I do the same thing when it comes to vision. I have posted all over my room the number 4,000. And the number 4,000 is basically a number that I need in order to every month I have to hit that number in order to reach my financial goal within my business. And we think about sight, and we think about, like you said, from head to heart to hand. And when you think about sight is as far as what our eyes can see. But when you think about vision is as far as your mind's eye can see. So there's
Preach.
a difference between sight and a difference between vision. So when you have vision, you can accomplish more. When you have sight, you see it, and you're gonna make it come true because you see it, but your vision is gonna have to take you there. So we all have to have vision. Remember that. We need vision in order to basically move forward.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
That is awesome.
That
Hey,
is
so
so
what do we call it? So this is Manifestation Friday.
I think so.
So
Do
Flo,
what works.
because we all have the stories, but this is also true. And I think people really, really need to hear this, because we get, we come on the show every Friday, but that didn't come from just, hey, come on the show. That came from a thought, like you said, a vision, and now a manifestation of what it is and what we're doing from here. We have you guys in the, insurance industry. I'm in the career coaching industry. We are all in service. We want to make sure that we're helping people to get to their next best. So this is absolutely, absolutely wonderful. And it looks like the fourth leg
Hey,
is here.
hey, how you ladies doing?
Wonderful. Glad you can join us.
Yeah, I had a busy morning and I said, boy, I don't know. You got my text. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it, but here I be. And I just stepped in on the tail end of the difference between vision and sight. And I just want to tap on that just a little bit. Don't forget about dreams. Don't forget about dreams, your imagination. Years ago, my boys were growing up, my daughter was growing up. There used to be a little cartoon used to come on called Dora the Explorer. And they used to have something on that show called the Imagination Station. I think I got the right show. I may have the wrong cartoon that they used to watch, but I think that was it. And your imagination could carry all kinds of places, and that's why books are so very valuable. And they tie in your books, your imagination, dreams, all tie in to help formulate your purpose in life and your vision. So once your vision works like binoculars. It sees in the future. It remembers the past, but it sees into the future. So vision is extremely powerful. But your dreams help with that emotional aspect that's needed so you would stay in your vision. Because if you don't accomplish your vision, then you feel as though you're unaccomplished in life, or your purpose. If you don't accomplish that, and I think that's where a lot of people are missing it today. They don't know their purpose. They don't know why they're here. They don't know why they were born. They don't know why they're on that job. They don't know why they want to build that business. They just don't know why. And so once someone finds out, man, if you could key in on why you're here and move forward with it, you're going to go places. So I didn't catch all of it, but I just wanted to add on to that part about the vision because that was powerful. I like that. The difference between vision and sight, that was all right. That was all right. Mm-hmm. We're going to start calling you Mad Flo, the preacher woman.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. So did anyone make it to be with Brother Gilliard?
Tanya, you was able to make it?
No.
Renetta did.
Oh, Renetta.
Renetta.
Okay. Renetta.
Yes. Yes. The swearing-in ceremony today. Yes.
Okay, yes.
Yes. He brought that to Savannah, and I was able to attend and chat with him, for a few moments.
Did you take your pictures and everything so you can share later in life? And
yes, I did. When he
becomes president of the United States, you can say, I was there in the beginning.
I was there. Absolutely. I came live for about 10 seconds at the end, and I was able to get a little video with him. So it was great.
Yeah.
Good.
Hey, do you guys know that other cities are having, other cities, of course, they're having Martin Luther King parades and everything. But Tybee Island is celebrating Martin Luther King with a parade. I said, okay, that was awesome there. Tybee Island is celebrating. Some other cities, that's surrounding us are celebrating. But that caught my eye when I saw Tybee Island. I was impressed with that one.
Yeah, I heard that on the news.
Yeah.
I was like, Tybee Island? I said,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
We
All right.
attended the event on December, was that December 25th or December 26th, Renette, I think? Was
Yeah,
that
one of
Christmas Day,
the
that evening?
Kwanzaa kickoff, and
Yeah,
it was held there.
it was held there
Tybee?
by the ML King. I think it was really part of their kickoff too for
Yeah.
ML King on Tybee Island. So we went to that event on that first day. So it was great just to see. Their mayor was in attendance, and several of the community members were there, and we held a kickoff for the Kwanzaa Crawl. That's where Keisha Gibson Carter began the Kwanzaa Crawl from that location on that day, 3:30 in the afternoon. I think it was, I can't remember whether or not it was Christmas Day or the next, but no, it was the very next day.
It was the very next day. Yes.
And we were at North
Beach Grill, North Beach Grill,
which is also owned by an African American. So he was. So we enjoyed lunch. We enjoyed the program, and I guess I just said it because that's when we realized that there was an ML King committee, and they were planning for activities on Tybee Island.
Yeah.
So it was
Tybee Island has come a long ways.
Absolutely. I think under this mayor, things have changed quite a bit, and she's doing some great things in that community. So
Okay.
we have, let's see. So we talked about, Anthony, some of the things that we've done as we're coming into 2023 and habits, and whether or not we were breaking any of our habits already, trying something. We started out with something new, and are you still working on that something new, or what bad habits did you let go of in 2022? I think that's kind of how Flo said it on the air.
Yeah, I see her little comment here that she put out to the public. Hello, everyone. What is one bad habit you left in 2022? I think I left a whole bunch of them. I probably left 2022 bad habits in 2022. But one of the main things that I begin to focus in on is reaching out to people and crossing barriers. I'm concerned with their status in life, so to speak, whether they're extremely well off or just making it. I'm presenting this business to everyone. There's different views or different ways you could look at a business like this. And some people like to think it is a multi-level marketing and all that. Well, I don't know of any corporation that's not multi-level. You have your president, your vice president, your secretary, your sergeant at arms, so forth and so on.
In order to get new team members.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
there's not one business in this world that does not have to sustain themselves without recruiting.
Well,
exactly.
And if we go from recruiting to electing, and so right now we have Representative Carl Gilliard, who was elected to his position, and he was now selected and voted in as the chairperson
for the Black Caucus.
And so we are so excited to have you with us today. How are you, sir?
Well, I'm looking down at the beautiful buildings of the city of Savannah, and I'm glad to be back in the city. I love the background right there. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, sir. Well,
Thank you. We're so happy. I saw you earlier today at your swearing in event here in Savannah. And I must say that it was a beautiful, beautiful event. And I'm so happy that I had the opportunity
I'm
to be
very
there.
thankful.
uh-oh.
Did we lose sound, or is it my computer?
Nope.
Well, thank you so much for taking time, Ronetta, to come out today. I'm really elated. I couldn't hear you, Pastor.
Oh
Can
no,
you hear
no,
me?
I was just wondering if it was my computer or not with the sound. We are also very proud of you, Pastor Gilliard. We are also very proud of you, your accomplishments. Man, you are making some inroads and you are representing us well.
Well, there's no place like home. And from the streets of Hazard County down by the railroad track of 33rd, 31st, and 32nd, the village has raised me. And, today when I was sitting there, Ronetta, I was encompassed by the village, thinking about all the giants of the shoulders we stood on. Representative Bobby Hill, Reverend Hosea Williams, the original 33, those individuals, as we come to so many others that we stand on their shoulders. So I'm very thankful to be in the position of the chair of the largest Black caucus in the world now, the Georgia Legislative Black Caucus.
Amazing.
Congrats.
That's an outstanding accomplishment. I'm going to say magnificent. Magnificent. Marvelous.
This is the ML King weekend. And so you are also parade marshal.
Another congratulations.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, congrats.
I'm going to lean over to you. I'm going to tell you, without acting cute, I lift my hands up. It's a heartfelt journey. I always wanted to be in the parade as the MLK Grand Marshal, because that's the epitome of what St. Patrick's Day, those that are in the Irish faith. And for me, every year I'd sit back, and this holiday is sacred because when I was at Morris Brown as a freshman, I can confess, Pastor, I used to sneak downstairs to the pastor's, Bishop Talbot's office. I was assigned to clean up, and I was in the band. So the band dorm was downstairs and I came upstairs. I snuck up in his office to listen to WAOK, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. speaks. I just needed to hear. And I've been always infatuated with history, because if we don't know our history, we're destined to repeat it. And so on the way over here, I got a call from Isaac Ferris and his mother, Dr. King's only living sister, 90 some odd years young. And they were just sewing into me. And on this weekend, it's a call back to movement. Dr. King's birthday is not a moment. It's a call back to movement. And that's what I see it as, in the position of chair of the Black Caucus. And for all of us who are Black African-American citizens, it is a call back to where we should be in the movement.
Absolutely.
So it sounds like you have vision for not only our community, but for the state and even beyond. Why don't you share just a little bit of that vision with us?
Well, the movement has had a bowel movement. And so with that, what has happened, and I'll repeat that again, the movement has had a bowel movement. And for all of the years since Dr. King, we've been scattered, we've been divided. The enemy has divided us. And because he has divided us, we're fighting against one another. Black lives really don't matter because we're taking lives. And then Black elected officials, we have worn a name tag and think that it's all that in a bag of chips, that we are all that, and we're here to serve. And Dr. King talked about the greatest thing among us is serving. We got to get back to servitude. um, 159 counties in Georgia. When I first got elected chair of the Black Caucus, they said you have all these things that you have access to. So you got the governor, you got the lieutenant governor, you got the speaker of the House, the speaker of the Senate, and then you have me. You have the chair of the Black Caucus, who is over the Senate and the House with Black elected officials and people of color. And so now what happens is they tell me you have this chairman's roundtable and you can use us. I said, what's the chairman's roundtable? They said other chairs from the past, they're going to be on the roundtable and they're going to be talking to you about advice. And I said, do I have the power to dispel and desecrate the past things that have just been ceremonial? And they said, yes. So my chairman's roundtable are Black elected officials from across the state. I reached out to the sheriff of Henry County, who I knew was connected to Shaquille O'Neal, and we had a conversation with him and in relations to Shaquille O'Neal and the 23 Black sheriffs that he had access to. And so I've named him as the chair of my roundtable with hopes that he and Shaq can get all of these Black elected officials. We're talking about one representative per municipality, one Black elected official per municipality to represent on the chairman's roundtable. And what that does, that gives us a chance to communicate what's going on in your community.
Yeah.
That's the roundtable. So this is what Republicans do. They start at the top and they say critical race theory, and they started in Washington and they trickle down to the state and they trickle down to the local municipalities. They start voter suppression at the top and they trickle it down to the state and local municipalities. They start abortion rights of controlling the woman's body and started from the top and trickle it down. What we're doing right now is we've already connected with the new chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. He will be our speaker at the upcoming 2023 Heritage Dinner. We're rolling out legislation that the Congressional Black Caucus has, and then we will have. So it's a trickle down effect that we got to trickle it down to our Black elected officials. No longer can our Black elected officials be in their separate boundaries when they need help. Locally, we know that Savannah is the majority of Savannah looks like us, but we are in every key position from Chatham County to the city of Savannah to Port Wentworth to a majority Black council in Garden City and Chocolate City from the coroner to the tax commissioner. But guess what? People that are of color are still suffering in poverty, and we're not getting the contracts that we deserve. We're not getting the percentage. We're getting the crumbs. What the Georgia Legislative Black Caucus has a chance to do is bring us full circle and say, you know what? We all have some commonalities that we share in all of our cities. All we have to do is come together. And just like Tanya, just like the movie Soul Food, when you take all those fingers and ball them into a mighty fist, they can strike a mighty blow.
Woo! Powerful.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said.
Woo!
Beautifully
And
said.
let me say this, Pastor Murray, I have been ordained for such a time as this. This has been strategic. When people ask me, would you run for senator? Surely you're going to run for senator because Senator Jackson is running for labor commissioner. Surely you must run. I said, no, if I run for the Senate, I'll lose all my seniority because I'm on more committees than any other Democratic legislator in the appropriations, transportation, insurance, getting ready to be on the banking committee, getting ready to be on the rules committee. And so at the same time, my strategy was I'm going to run for chair of the Black Caucus. Well, you don't want to run for Senate? No, I want to run for chair of the Black Caucus.
Okay, we're sitting tight, listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think we lost his sound for just a moment. We lost his sound. He'll probably come right back in.
Okay.
So you asked him about vision. I mean, was that not powerful?
That was vision.
Yeah, we got to have vision.
Yes.
And it has a strategy. The key word there, that vision, but with that vision comes strategy. Mm-hmm. Don't run for something for popularity. Run for something you know you can achieve and basically help the people in the process. So running for the Black Caucus that's a strategy. And that strategy is going to take him further than he can ever imagine.
And Flo, also to groom new leaders. This is the most diverse generals. We have 5 African brothers, and we have Muslim brothers and sisters. We have Pakistanians. Now, the Georgia Legislative Black Caucus is a Black caucus and people of color. So we got to bring all of these diverse individuals in, regardless of their religions and all the above. There's a common thread. And the international component is we're going to go and connect with our African brothers and sisters in different countries. We're going. We have 3 bills that we're kicking out from our GLBC rollout, and you'll be the first to know. One is Black farmers have been disenfranchised. Black farmers have not gotten what they need. We gave millions of dollars years ago in Georgia for tornado ravaged storms for farmers to get money and to be bailed out. There were two components. Most farmers, they want to farm. They don't have time for paperwork and all the above. They want to focus on farming. So we alleviated in one bill less paperwork. The other thing is we gave them millions and millions of dollars. The only problem is Black farmers didn't get any of the above. We didn't get access. They got no money. So I've been meeting with a group called Agri, thanks to Richard Shinholster, 33 plus Black farmers, the McIntosh seed, all of the farmers that we came from across the state. And we are kicking out a legislation called the Agri-Equity Act of 2023. It's the Agri-Equity Act of 2023. No longer can you push Black farmers outside of being able to get what they need in processing and finances for equipment, modern equipment, the same grants, the same loans they should have access to. And then the second bill is a follow-up with Black farmers in the hemp industry. When I put the legislation together, House Bill 213 for Georgia's hemp industry, we wanted to have all Georgians have an opportunity to have access to be part of that. That has not been the case. There have been limited processors. The fees are too high. So we're revisiting that. We're dropping another bill dealing with equity again, because Black folk, we can benefit from hemp. I'm gonna let you know I'm a hemp user from the CBD oil to the product. It's healthy. Tanya would love that. It's healthy for us to get and use hemp versus to use popping pills. Our whole focus is we got to get healthier, and we got to get healthier economically. We can't be left out of the picture dealing with farming. The number one source of revenue in Georgia is our agriculture, our poultry, all the above. So we got farmers that are livestock. We got farmers that are doing, hemp and growing produce and land in reference to farming. The other thing is we have another bill dealing with the credit deserts. You heard yesterday, Karen Hunter was talking about what we're talking about, redlining in banks. The way you give us loans and money, and the way sometimes we can't even get loans and we're qualified, and how they're redlining us from the appraisals of our homes to how much they've given us, the rates that they're giving us. And so Wells Fargo and so many others made a big promise that turned into a lie. And Dr. King said, be true to what you said on paper. So we're going to go back to those banks, go back to those institutions, and we want to hold them accountable. And I'm very proud, and I want to give my seatmate kudos. He is a white legislator from Cordell, Georgia, that is the chairman of the banking committee. And he told the speaker and the speaker's chief of staff, I want Carl on that committee. He's got to be on that committee. We can do more from the inside, because that's evolution, than being on the outside, revolution. They ain't doing this and they ain't doing that. But at the table, we can do more. And so that's why strategically, once again, we want to be on that committee. And we have 4 great legislators. And I think Tanya and Renetta, you met them. They're dropping the bill and they're going to be in the forefront. We got another African-American female named Representative Regina Ward that's dropping the legislation for the Farmers Bill. As the chair, I'm going to show them how to have more power by putting more of them on the front line, by giving them access to be pushed on these bills and legislation. It's not about Carl. I am the part of that weaving tool that will show them how to get it done. It was said that, Carl, when I was running for the seat, we had a lot of people from Atlanta and beyond, and someone said, you'll never win because They say you work across the lines. I'm guilty. Me and Raphael Warnock, we're guilty. Yes, we do. The only way you're going to get something done is to do that because we're not in the majority yet. So if we want to just hold our hands and protest, we can never get anything done because guess what? The Republicans need us to pass bills because sometimes it's a 2/3 majority. So as long as we don't sell our souls and we sell the bill, then we can get things passed. And if we don't get things, they got to come back to us.
Now, let me ask you a question. Several years ago, and I don't remember exactly how it went, but several years ago, a lot of farmers were bought out by the government to stop farming. And they were, and this way the government then started buying more produce and what have you from across seas. All right, so now, how are we going to be able to tackle that when you have big brother, big government that's paying off these farmers to not produce, not farm their land? We're going to give you money to not farm your land, and that's going to drive the cost of produce up, all right, because then they're getting it from across seas as opposed to it being produced right here in the United States. Is that something that you guys are going to address as well?
Everything that I'm working down here, and I want to give kudos to Senator Raphael Warnock, he already has a bill dealing with farmers having inclusion and equity. Everything we do, Washington's going to do with the Congressional Black Caucus. We've already contacted Florida, South Carolina, all of these black caucuses around. If we're the largest, we're contacting one another saying, sharing legislation, let's have a rollout. They can't leave us from out of the table. The other thing is the transition of power in Georgia. Yesterday, the governor just got re-sworn in for the second time, but also the agriculture commissioner, Tyler, got sworn in. These are senators that we've been friends with. The lieutenant governor over in the Senate, Brad Raffensperger, has been in the House. He's been one of my seatmates. So going back to the agriculture commissioner, we have an opportunity for a fresh, brand new commissioner to sit down with him in the Georgia Legislative Black Caucus and black farmers and say, look, this is what we're facing. We need to work out an MOU. We need to come to a common agreement. The other thing is in the book of Tanya Scott Pilcher, we can grow our own stuff. I mean, I'm gonna tell you this: I got orange trees and lemon trees in my backyard now. I never thought I would be growing oranges about this big. And lemons about
I got orange tree too, and lemon tree, and a peach tree,
come on,
pecan tree.
we got to get back to who we are. We were farmers. My dad grew everything from sweet potatoes to collard greens, sugar cane, everything. We had fig trees in the backyard, everything in the backyard. We got to be able to go back to who we are because, you know, they've had generational wealth. I mean, I know the king of the peaches in Georgia, John Dickey, 6 generational wealth. You know, they've had acres and acres and acres and peaches and peaches. We've got to go back. If you got an apartment with a balcony, you can grow some plants on your balcony.
It's true.
So we got to go back. My dad used to take and wring chickens' necks, and we had the freshest chicken around. My mom had watch this right now. My mom had the thing you put in the tea, the mint. She grew the mints out there, and she put it. I said, "What is that inside my tea?" That was mint.
Yes.
Mint leaf.
So yeah. So
and those herb gardens are amazing.
Herbs and everything. Yeah, she grew. So
yes.
We have got to go back to controlling the narrative. I didn't know there were cattle farmers in Georgia until I called and said, "Look, if we're gonna buy a cow, how much does it?" He said, he educated me. You don't want to buy a cow, you want to buy a calf. I said, really? Mm-hmm. I said, really? He said, yeah, the meat's going to be good. And check, you know, he educated me. So I'm getting educated about healthiness, where we go to these, not trying to throw them to the curb, these small venues like Choose. I went to the one on Bay Street and I stopped shopping there because I went there to buy some simple old bacon. And when I went there, I opened up the package and it was molded. Now, how many of our people did not take time to look and just dropped it right into the fryer or in the oven and the bacteria? So my new thing is we got to live healthier, you know, grow your own, do what you have to do to connect to someone that has a surplus of, you know, ginger or anything. I mean, we got to get connected.
We absolutely do. You know, I wish that we had more time.
But before you go, you do have, this is the ML King weekend. And
Yes.
so you have a huge event coming up on Monday. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
14th annual Feed the Hungry MLK Community Dinner on WSOK Radio. We're going to play a documentary called The Last Days of King. You can hear it, or you can come to the Tompkins Community Center after the parade and you can see, like a dinner theater, The Last Days of King. It's a video documentary that I produced. Hot meal. You get opportunities with the Goodwill Empowerment Zone to get back into a career, go back to school. We're going to be doing vaccines. We have Berean Christian Church partnering with us. Not only will they do the vaccine, they're going to give you a $50 voucher. We've got an opportunity for fresh Purdue chicken, and we got fresh produce as we always have. And it's free. It's right after the parade at the Tompkins Community Center. I'm very excited that, you know, the parade ends up on Anderson, and all you have to do is come on down the street and all roads lead to Tompkins Community Center.
Well, again, we want to congratulate you on being elected as the chair of the Black Caucus and also as the parade chair. And we are looking for great things to be happening in the African American community, from the Washington, D.C., all the way down to little old Savannah, Georgia, and to the other counties in the market. So thank you so much for your vision and what you are doing. So my name is Tanya Scott Pilcher. I am the insurance professor, and we look forward to seeing you all next week. Hey, Renetta, go ahead.
Hi, I am Renetta Milner Gardner, your career coach. Join me and get ready with Renetta. You guys have a great weekend. Make it a great day.
My name is Anthony Murray. I'm your financial literacy educator, and I'm located right here in Rankin, the city of Rankin, Georgia. And we just really appreciate y'all. Love you guys. We'll see you next time.
Hey, this is Mad Flo in the house. Mad Flo, I'm not crazy, but I am mad about making a difference for the life of others through financial literacy. And guys, we'll see you next Friday, 1 o'clock. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook. Always share. We appreciate our guest today. And Representative Carl Gilliard, always realize now that God is always going to put in place the people that's going to help you get where you're going to get. Thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you, Flo.
Y'all have a great